wouldn't be a normal show if we didn't fuck stuff up.
Yeah.
So that being said, hey everyone, welcome to the Thursday edition of I Hate It Here. My name is Erica.
I'm Marissa.
And we thank you for hopping on the Hot Mess Express.
All aboard. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo.
All right, you guys.
Love that.
I know, that never gets old.
Every time I'm always shooting to it.
That and the song, I don't think I'll ever get tired of.
Nope.
So anyhow, guys, yes, welcome. It feels like it's been a while since we've done a I Hate It Here show.
Yes.
Last one was on February 1st, and we're already towards the end of February.
Dude, February is doing a fucking 75 on a 40. I don't know what's going on.
It's fucking wild. And I cannot do calendar math. So today is the third Thursday of the month, and we should have had Helen on.
Yes.
For the morning after, and I just didn't. It totally slipped my mind because I was out of town that first week of February, and I didn't consider that February 1st was a Thursday. I didn't include it, so I completely forgot until Helen mentioned it today, and I was like, fucking shit. Luckily, Helen is super nice and is able to push it back a day, because I'm like, I would rather push it back another week because I want to promote it and promote that she's coming on instead of just kind of like hopping on here, right?
Yes.
So definitely give her the credit and the kudos to do it next week.
Thank you so much for being so flexible, Helen.
Yes, Helen. And I made sure to block it off in my calendar moving forward.
I added it when Erica got here because I thought we were doing it.
Yeah, Marissa thought we were doing the morning after, and I'm like, no, I totally fucked that up. So anyhow, we will do that next Thursday.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the chat, seeing people come in, and guys, last week, this time, I was hanging with Flug and Nikki.
That's right.
I was in San Francisco. Got to meet them in real life. They are so fucking adorable.
Aww.
I am totally in love with both of them. It was so nice to meet them. And it was a nice time in San Francisco, but that threw my whole fucking world into a loop, right?
Yeah.
Because of the time difference and all the work and being out there, you're just when you go on these work trips, like every fucking minute is accounted for.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, so I landed on Tuesday, and I thought I was gonna have my deal was to like go in, get in unnoticed, like go have some dinner by myself, like in the city, go explore a little, then get back into my hotel room with enough time to just go to bed and get ready for work the next day. Because that day was a full day of meetings, back-to-back meetings, as well as dinner, right?
Right.
I got busted in the lobby when I was checking in. I saw two of my coworkers who kind of pressured me into going to dinner that night.
Yeah.
So it's the first time meeting that team, so I can't necessarily be like, no, I'll fucking catch you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't want to be that person.
No.
The first time meeting them in person.
So I couldn't do that, so they kind of guilted me, and I went and we had dinner. But of course, by the time you get there,
when the
food
time
comes,
difference,
blah blah blah. I think we left there probably almost 8:30ish, which is still early for San Francisco time, but it's 10:30 my time.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I'm exhausted. Because I had been at the airport, blah, 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 right? Like all the nonsense that goes in with traveling.
Right.
So then Wednesday, full day of meetings. And then had enough time to just go freshen up quickly in my hotel room. Then get ready for dinner that night. And then dinner was way across town.
Oh.
So that took a good 25 minutes to get to that restaurant.
Right.
By the time we get there, we order food, blah, blah, blah. Didn't get back to my hotel room till between 10 and 10:30.
Oh.
Which is 12:30 my time.
I know.
Guys, I'm in bed by then. I'm an old lady. I like to get in bed early. So it was just, and then the next day meetings all over again. And then I was super late to meet Flug and Nikki because fuck San Francisco and their transportation system out there. Fucking Ubers kept dropping me.
Oh,
Like they'd say they'd pick me up,
and then they're like,
and then they would just drop you, and because they found somebody else, right?
Right.
So I'm standing there in front of my hotel, and then I see a cab, and I like wave at him, and he waves at me. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, fuck it, I'll cancel the Uber and just take a cab, right?
Yeah.
Because I was already really late.
Yeah.
So I jump in the cab, and he's like, "Are you Anna?" And I'm like, "No." And I look, and I was like, he had the Uber app. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you're an Uber. He's like, no, we do both. I'm here to pick up Anna. I was like, oh, shit, then I'm not Anna. So I hopped out.
Oh, no.
Then I was like, oh, fuck, like, this is crazy. Then another cab pulled up, and they're like, do you need a ride? And I was like, sure. Like, he's like, where are you going? So I let him know where I was going. And he's like, okay, like, X amount of money. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this, right?
Yeah.
Because he just wanted the cash.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So then I look, and he's like, yeah, we do both here, Uber and the cab. So he's like, but you're getting dropped because it's not that far, and the fee, like, people are going to drop you to get a bigger fee, because like Uber takes a lot of the money.
Oh,
but anyhow, got there, had a wonderful evening with Flug and Flug and Nikki. I can't get Helen out of my head.
I know.
With Flug,
you live rent free in her head, girl.
I know, I love it. So with Nikki and Flug, and they took me to like a really cool area of town.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's go have another drink. And I was like, guys, I'm so sorry, but I am dying right now. It's been the longest 2 days of my life. I just need to go back to my hotel room. So I promised them next time I'm in San Francisco, which I will have to be back another 1 to 2 times this year. I told them I will bake in some additional time, and we can go throw some ass somewhere, right? Like, let's go party somewhere.
Yes.
So that was fun. But I rambled away about like my San Francisco stuff, but I need to tell you guys my most embarrassing story.
Oh.
Out of San Francisco, because of course I have to embarrass myself on the daily, right? Like, I can't. The universe loves me, guys, loves me, but it also loves to humble me. Yeah. The universe loves to be like, all right, reel it back, Erica, because it knows I can't have too much power.
Yeah.
So
I have confidence, but not too much.
Yeah. So that first night that I was in San Francisco, I met some of my coworkers out for dinner, but my director did not go because she came in later that night, right? So didn't see her. The next morning on the way to the office, like, I'm walking with one of my coworkers, and it's raining. So we kind of like have our jackets on and got like our hoods on. Yeah. Right. And then she notices my director, and she's like, oh, it's director. Right. Right. And I'm like, oh, hey, nice. She turned around and gave my coworker a hug. And then looked at me and was like, oh my God, Erica, it's so great to finally meet you in person. And then was going in for the hug. And guess what I did, guys?
You handshook him?
I fucking fell. And we were at a stop, right? Because we were waiting to cross the street. And in San Francisco, like, the curbs have like this like metal. Yep. Right? I guess for wheelchairs or what have you not.
Yeah.
So they've got this like metal part. And I was wearing these like loafers. Yeah. And plus the rain, the loafers. I like was stepped in to give her a hug, and then I slipped and fell.
Oh no. You made a first impression.
I wanted to die. Because like, why does the universe have to do this to me every time?
Oh no.
But it was all right. I mean, I'm used to embarrassing myself.
That is what it is. Could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Oh my God. Marissa, how are you doing? I ate up so much of the time talking about myself. I'm sorry.
Good. I'm good. I'm trying to get my dog to stop playing with every damn squishy toy that he finds. So I apologize, guys, for all the squishiness in the background. I'm good. I think let's jump into a song.
Oh, yeah.
And then
we'll come back.
All
right, you guys. That was the newest song by David, Leave Her. Yes. David is a Houstonian artist. So got to represent him. Very like young, talented kid. He's only 18 and killing it. Like his music is fucking amazing. So I highly recommend that you guys look into his stuff if you have not listened to him. He's really good. And it was my 13-year-old nephew who got me onto him. Yeah. So anyhow, all right, Marissa, what's going on with you?
Nothing that I can. I mean, nothing really. I just, being a full-time, just being. We were talking about this before. It's just like work. Just like it's not anything necessarily that I can pinpoint that's saying, oh, this is going bad, or it's just totally the worst, or there's something happening. But it's just me working. Like I have come to the determination that I should have been a millionaire somewhere. I should have had a trust fund. I don't know. I got lost when I was being delivered into this universe because I don't know what happened. Because I should have been out. I should be out there relaxing on a beach with a coconut somewhere.
I mean, fuck our parents for not having us being born into generational wealth.
Yeah, how rude.
How rude of them. Absolutely.
How rude. But no, yeah, just hanging out. As I was kind of talking with you earlier, like this month has flown by. I completely forgot about Valentine's Day. And so, of course, me, the horrible human being that I am, I typically get my kids a Valentine's Day gift every year. I totally pulled like a fuckboy boyfriend move and went to Walgreens yesterday afternoon and bought them discounted candy. Because I totally forgot.
Oh, well, I'm sure they appreciated it.
Oh, yeah, they ate it. But I felt so bad because I was like, how did I forget? Like, I don't get it. But yeah, it's been a blur. But no, everything okay so far.
All right. Well, let's get into the stories. But, okay, so I have a crazy workplace story that I'm going to push to the second half.
Yes.
But, I'm going to let you pick the story, the first story, the right. Am I the asshole story.
Okay.
So do you want to know about, am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law she can't use my bridal suite for her kid? Or do you want to hear about, am I the asshole for not letting my children's father live with us?
Let's do second.
The second one, okay.
Because I already have a decision and you're not the asshole. I don't care what the circumstances are.
Okay, so here we go. My ex-husband and I had 3 children. They're now 25, 23, and 22. Okay. We separated 4 years ago after he said he was tired of seeing my old face every day and wanted to find someone versatile. He's just lost it.
He
totally said fuck your face.
I don't ever want to see that fucking face again. Holy fuck. Damn.
I know, fucking rude, huh? So he said, he's tired of seeing my old face every day and wanted to find someone younger. His words to my face when asking for a divorce. The divorce was a mess. He tried in every way to take everything I had, and I even had to take on half of his debts. Long story short, I never talked to him again face to face, and we only talk through lawyers when it's something about our children. Okay. Months ago, from my children, I found out that he was diagnosed with cancer, and it's in an advanced stage.
Okay.
I didn't say anything more about it because any topic related to him doesn't appeal to me. But I decided to support my children and stay by their side. Yesterday, my 3 children, all live with me, sat down with telling me that their father could no longer work because of chemo and cancer and wouldn't be able to stay in his current home. So he had nowhere to live, and they would like for him to live here in these last stages.
So all kids live at home?
All the 3 kids. Yep. 25, 23, and 22.
Okay.
They all live with her.
Uh-huh.
Ex-husband who told her he doesn't want to see her old face.
He's tired of seeing that fucking old face.
Is now karma got him. He's dying of cancer.
And he said, well, you got to be careful what you wish for.
Because now he wants to
see the universe will deliver.
He wants to see that old face again in her house.
Like, yeah.
So now the kids are asking if he can move in.
Okay.
Well, he's got cancer. I immediately said no. and that I felt offended that I had even been asked that question, knowing how much he and I dislike each other. They started to argue, saying that our house was his last option because his relatives couldn't, and they didn't want to leave their father without a home, and that I should think about them. I asked who would take care of him when things got worse, because all three of them work outside the home and I work from home, or who would cover all of his financial and medical expenses. They didn't know how to answer, and that they would decide between the three of them on how to help their father and not be so burdensome for me, and that the three of them were willing to let their father live in our house. Okay, so that's nice. Like, you guys paying rent up at this bitch?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, despite valuing their opinion on any other matter in the house, this matter is my decision alone, and it remains no. Okay. They called me heartless and don't think that they are just trying to give their father a place to live, not my ex-husband. Like, to look at it like that's the father of the children and not the right? Like, to learn how to separate it.
Yeah.
But I can't. Hold on. I was being petty about all the things he did and not thinking about them.
They're fucking adults.
Yeah, they're all pressuring me to change my mind, especially with their father only having 15 more days in his house. But I can't feel anything other than offended that they asked, knowing how much the divorce messed with me. I had major depression and anxiety. My ex got in touch on my personal number asking to rethink and leave the past behind just in these last moments. Funny that he asked me, but not his exes with much younger faces than mine.
Oh, she had to throw a little pettiness in there. I like it.
And then there is a quick edit. If you want to know, the oldest is waiting for her own house to be ready, and the two youngest are still unable to live alone, and I don't care about they still live at home. I guess people were giving her shit about all three of them being that age and living with her.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's none of their business if her fucking kids are 30 and still live with her. Wow.
Well, yes and no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you care about your dad so much. Why is it not an option for you go and living? Why the option is not there for them to go live with their dad and help their dad through this time? Like, why is that not an option?
Right? Go pay rent over there.
Go pay rent. Go
pay
help
his
your
rent.
dad. He has his own space. Why not say, okay, guys, it's three of us. Let's all go move over there, and we'll help our dad financially in these last, stages. And then, whenever, things happen, then we can move back in with mom, or we'll have other things, because it's not like she's kicking them out at 18. Like, you turn 18, get out, get the fuck out. Like, that's not the case. But the fact that they're demanding that she be compassionate for a person that wasn't with her
for years
is bullshit. Like, yes, that's your dad, and I get it that you love your dad, but I don't have to love your dad.
That was a lot of emotional, and mental abuse that she went through.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's the asshole by any means.
I don't think so either.
I think that, they should absolutely, you guys want to help your dad? Well, then go help him in his house. Get an apartment, move him to an apartment that you can afford. But it's not right for them to just because, be able to oversee just because it didn't happen to them.
Well, and also using somebody else's resource, right? Because that is her house.
Mm-hmm.
That is her home, and she should be allowed to decide. Granted, I always say my kids, wherever I'm at, my home will always be my kids' home. But they don't get to decide who comes in the door. Like, if one of my kids was like, Mom, can dad move in? I'd be like, fuck to the no. But he's homeless. Well, I can help him with a fucking sleeping bag. And that's me being nice.
You're like, good, I just got some Amazon deliveries. He can have these boxes.
I'll make sure I order a big box.
He can tape them up together and build himself a little mansion there.
No, but I think it's very inconsiderate of the kids to use up somebody else's resources and to try to dictate what happens in her home. I don't think she's the asshole. I don't think that if it's not with him, because they're asking her for him to come in. There's a lot more than him just staying there. Like, what about care? What about, appointments? What about a whole bunch of things? So are they asking her to be his caretaker too?
I mean, especially because she works from home.
Exactly.
And they all work outside of the home.
She's the one stuck there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's the one stuck there. They work outside of the home. So if he needs something during the day, am I going to have to help him out with that too, just because he's in the home?
Yeah, that's
no,
absolutely not the asshole. I absolutely agree with this person. And I mean, go find a new fucking face to look at while you die.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's go to a song. You guys put it in the chat. If you agree with us. Yes. Are we totally off base? Because we pretty much are off base all the time, right?
Yeah.
So let us know if you agree, disagree, if you want to call and give us your opinion.
Yeah. Let us know.
Press a little plus sign, call in. If you just want to call in and vent about your life, feel free to do so.
Anything you want. All right, let's jump into a song and we'll be right back.
All right, guys, we are back. And just to recap the story that we went over, it was, Am I the Asshole? Mm-hmm. It is a lady who wrote in saying,
sharing her story that she has 3 kids, all about in their 20s, early to mid 20s, in the house living with her. She was married for a long time. One day, the husband said, I don't want to see your fucking face again.
Your old face.
Your old face.
I'm tired of seeing your old face.
And I want a divorce. So it was a nasty divorce. It was a lot of fighting for everything and anything. It was a nasty divorce. So once they got divorced, they went about their separate ways.
It was a messy divorce.
Yes.
And they only talked to each other through lawyers when it came to the children.
Mm-hmm. So they weren't even in a communicative status where they could even be communication with each other. It was completely through lawyers. Come to find out that the ex-husband and the dad of the children was diagnosed with cancer in a very advanced state. So, he's pretty in advanced stage of cancer. The kids are now asking the mom to let the ex-husband move in with them because he's no longer able to work and therefore afford the place that he's currently living at. She refused, and the kids were,
they're calling her petty.
They're calling her petty and saying that she should be able to look at this, that she's helping their dad, not her ex-husband. But these kids work outside of the home and she works from home. So she would be in the home when he's there because, the man's not working either because of his health issues. So she's pretty firm on the fact that she doesn't want to allow this to happen. But the kids are pretty upset about it and trying to push her to cave in.
And she's holding her own so far.
Yes.
And is saying no. Mm-hmm. But wrote in, is she the asshole? Marissa and I said, definitely not the asshole. But Marissa, what happened in the chat?
Yeah, so looking here at the chat, it looks like, sorry guys. Flug says, the cancer's not your fault, girl. Unfortunately, he's on his own. Next time, don't be so mean.
Right.
Daydreamer says, fuck these kids. They can move in with him. They're fucking grown.
Yep.
I said, absolutely. Fuck him and the kids. And them kids. Yeah, I think the biggest question was, why not have them, since they're grown and they're working, move in with him for the time being? Small Town Music says they have jobs. Let them get an apartment and move in with him. So I think that was the consensus. Daydreamer says, stand strong, Mom. Fuck those entitled kids too.
Yeah, fuck those kids.
Flex says, I broke up with a girl in high school because she was being crazy. Year later, she got cancer, and some of her friends reached out to me trying to make me feel bad. I was like, shit, I didn't give it to her. Why is this my fault?
Yeah, why are they trying to make you feel bad?
And a year later?
Get the fuck out of here. No. I mean, I was going to say something very mean, but I'm going to get canceled if I say what I was thinking. So I will not say that. But let's get into, so now this story is a crazy story, and I laughed my ass off at this story. Okay, so this is the workplace horror story that I found. So it starts with, my company has had a relatively informal, somewhat relaxed environment in the past, where colleagues generally got along well and we had a decent time together, even while working hard. Unfortunately, that balance has recently been upended in a department that I work in. 2 weeks ago, my coworker, Rachel, kicked the power strip under the desk in her cubicle, so she slipped off her heels and crawled under to pop it back in. Okay, so she had to, kick those shoes off, get under the desk, blah, 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 right? The young woman in the cubicle behind her, Monica, had a serious lapse in judgment at this point. She knelt down, slipped an arm around Rachel's ankles when she was vulnerable, and began tickling her feet.
Oh, fuck no. I'm kicking the shit out of you. And I'm throwing hands. How dare you grab my feet?
And started tickling her. Like,
oh no.
That is so fucking weird. It was I'm sorry, I can't. It was an unusual moment, to say the least, and reactions range from amusement to mild horror. If you ask Monica, she would say she only had a light hold to avoid getting kicked during a playful moment that went too far. If you ask Rachel, she'd say she was rendered largely immobile and humiliated. I didn't have the best view, but it looked to me as though the reality was closer to Rachel's side. So Monica was holding Rachel down and tickling those feet. Our manager, Phoebe, rushed in after several seconds of laughing, shouting to break it up. It was a good thing she was there, because I thought for sure that Rachel was going to slug Monica otherwise. Phoebe walked Monica to HR, and we wondered if Monica was done for. Apparently, they allowed her to remain with the company, but told her she'd be dismissed if she put one toe out of line. So that person thought they were being funny. Anyhow, I don't know the details, but I do know that Rachel was furious that the girl wasn't fired. Since that point, she has done everything she can to make Monica so unhappy that she feels compelled to quit, from passive-aggressive emails to trying to rally coworkers to petition management to let her go, to bringing up the quote-unquote incident as it's become, as it's come to be called.
Okay.
At every available opportunity. As a result, Rachel is becoming difficult to work with, and Monica is becoming a basket case. It's gotten to the point where yesterday I talked to Monica because I felt sorry for her. I heard her crying in the ladies' room that morning, only to have Rachel snarl at me later for trying to be friendly. I'm fairly certain that Phoebe knows what's happening, but is hesitant to address the issue with Rachel, since she was the original victim. Phoebe is also rather hands-off in management style, so that isn't helping the situation. The environment is becoming increasingly uncomfortable, and our department being split on whether Monica should have been let go from the start hasn't helped, and I can sense people starting to take sides. Any advice would be appreciated.
Let them duke it out.
Just fucking put a cage match?
Yeah.
Cage match style?
TLC. Chairs, ladders, and chairs. No, I mean, I don't know if, I just don't know the judgment of someone to, physically grab someone and then somebody's feet, first of all, gross. Who wants somebody else's feet. Who the fuck does that? Like, who the fuck is just out there grabbing feet? Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, the homegirl just went down there to fucking restart, get her power back, and someone's grabbing you by the feet. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, that she crossed a lot of lines. Like, I don't know what world that's okay. I don't care what type of friendship. You and I have been friends for a very long time. I would never grab your fucking feet.
Tickle me.
I would never grab your feet and tickle you. Ever. Never. Never as an adult woman have I thought, oh, I need to tickle this grown-ass woman while she's in a vulnerable state. That's never crossed my mind. Ever.
I mean, I can't, like, that is so far-fetched to do, like, to somebody, like, to even think of doing that,
like,
right?
How do you come up with that? How do you see her and be like, oh, perfect opportunity?
Like, you jump in, you, like, hug those ankles.
And you're like, yes, I got you now. I don't get it.
Tickle away, yes. Very fucking awkward. Absolutely. Should she have been fired for that? Well, I mean, I guess HR did what they felt. They reprimanded her in other ways, maybe. Who knows? What the fuck, right? But is it up to the team to decide that that person should have been fired or not and ostracize her? Absolutely not. Just keep your shoes on around her. I mean, and then
don't keep your feet unattended around that bitch.
Right. And then, like, Rachel, like, to the point of, like, I don't know, like, not letting it go. I don't know. Well, but then I'm not on that side either, right? Like, if I got my fucking feet,
I'm throwing a bitch off a bridge. Like, you think that's funny? Let me show you what's down there. No, like, but I get it from Rachel's perspective because she felt it's embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing. It's such off-the-wall behavior, especially if you don't have, like, first of all, I don't know what kind of friendships y'all, like, people be having where they're okay tickling each other's feet. I mean, those are not the type of friendships I have, but if you're not there with a person, especially a coworker, right? Like, I can't think of a single coworker that I've ever had that I'd be like, I'd be cool with him tickling my feet. Like, we've never been that close. I've never been that close with anybody. So I get it from her perspective. Do I think it's a fireable offense? No. Do I think Monica has some real fucking issues with boundaries? Yes. I think Rachel, she's embarrassed. It is what it is. But, you just keep it moving. What can you do?
Making it, I think she's
making it a bigger deal, to be quite, yeah. I think she is. I get it, the embarrassment. It's also such a
violation.
It is such a violation of your space and person. Like, your feet are vulnerable. It's not like she's trying to tickle, like her hands or something. Like, these are your feet.
That is so fucking weird. I laughed my ass off. I just, I when I read that story, I just was dying because I can't even imagine thinking, like seeing
what's
that
thought process when you see someone like
trying or like maybe you think of it, but you don't act on those.
You
thoughts.
Think of it.
No, like I don't think of it, but I'm saying if you think of it, you don't act on those. I'm not looking at people's feet and being like, I want to tickle that. No. I that's not what I'm thinking either. It's just so fucking weird. Like why would you do that? Like why would you dive down, hold those ankles and tickle your coworker's feet? Like but at the same time, if I was Rachel, like I don't know, I feel so awkward. Like would I be as passive aggressive as Rachel if somebody did that to me? Who fucking knows? Like
I'd punch her.
You would have punched her?
I would have punched her.
Oh, then you would have been fired.
Now I'm really mad.
Now you got to corner her in the parking garage where the cameras don't show.
Exactly.
And teach a bitch.
Yeah, that's right. No, I think it's one of those where I get it. It's super unexpected. And also, what do you do if you're Rachel?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what do you do?
I don't know what I seriously, like, I can't even, like, fathom. And then you have to, like, see this person, like, people, I was so grossed out. Remember at the facility when I walked into the bathroom and Cool Breeze did not flush the toilet? Oh. And that, he didn't even touch me physically, but after that, I hated him. Yeah. I hated him so much. I was so grossed out.
Yeah, till this day.
To this very day. I mean, I hated him for a lot of reasons, but that just
took it over
compounded the hate, right? But I don't like, but like, imagine if he had touched me physically. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. This is a tough one.
It's a tough one because if I'm Rachel, I see it from her perspective. I'm embarrassed. I'm angry. I feel violated because you're like touching my feet. Like, how dare you, ma'am? I don't like people touching my feet. Like, how dare you? And for her to just think, I'm really curious though. I would love to understand, like, what is Monica's thought process? Like, how does she get there? How does she? Because I mean, I could have thought of a million things. I could have taken her shoes. I could have, like, haha, blah blah blah. But my mind would have never gone to tickle her feet. Ever. Not once. I really didn't think that was where the story was going to go. I was like, oh, did somebody make an inappropriate like joke about it? Slap her ass or something? I don't know.
Slapping the ass would have been more. Like,
I would have been more okay with this than tickling my feet.
All right, you guys. So let us know in the chat, what would you do if you were Rachel? Like, I'm curious. Like, that's where I'm at. I want to know, if you were Rachel, if you were on the receiving end of that,
what would you do?
What would you do? So let's go to a song and we'll be back. All right, guys. So we are back, and for those who joined after the story was read, you want to give the recap? You want me to give the recap?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this person wrote in and was talking about how she has two coworkers, Monica and Rachel. Rachel kicked the power strip from under her cubicle and took off her high heels and had to like kind of crawl under the cubicle to like plug the power strip back in. And as she did that, Monica had a total lapse in judgment, got down and held Rachel by her little ankles and started tickling Rachel's feet. Which is still so wild to me that somebody would do that, but she did. A manager came out because of this, like the laughing plus the kind of, it turned into screaming. So she got Monica, took Monica directly to HR. HR did not fire Monica, but she was reprimanded, and Rachel feels very, like justice was not taken, in this regard. Yeah. And that she should have gotten fired, that Monica should have been fired. So now she's being she's doing mental warfare against Monica, and Monica is becoming a basket case, right? Like crying in the women's bathroom. And so the person who wrote in took pity on Monica because yes, it was a stupid thing to do, but like doesn't feel like it still had pity for her, right? So she went in there and kind of like consoled her. And so now Rachel's mad at the person who wrote in for consoling her because she is, I guess, talking to her enemy. Yeah. So now Rachel's like really dividing the office, which was once a very cohesive environment. So that's what we're talking about. And we all agree that Monica's lapse in judgment was fucking wild, like beyond wild. Like why you would even think to go in there and like tickle your coworkers bare feet.
Not only tickle, but like grab her by the ankles and tickle. Like, I'm gonna make sure you don't get out this bitch and tickle. It feels like, when you're young and you're fighting with your sibling and they get on top of you and you can't fucking move and they're like, but I'm not touching you, or some bullshit like that. That's exactly what it feels like.
But what we're curious to know is like, how would you all react if you were Rachel? Yes. Right? I mean, feel free to call in and let us know how you feel as well. But I'm seriously, I don't know. I'm very speechless. I don't know how I would react if I was Rachel. I don't know.
I think the first initial reaction would be paralyzed because I'd be like, no way, this bitch really just grabbed my feet. Like, no, she didn't. And then I really get angry, like, because it's so weird. But feet are such a personal thing. Like, it's such a personal space type of thing that I would feel violated. Honestly, like I'd feel violated that she just grabbed onto my ankles and she like tickled my feet. Ma'am. I don't even like to get pedicures because I don't like people touching my feet. Like, I will do them at home because of that reason. Like, no. It's such a doozy because I put myself in Rachel's position. Sorry, y'all. And I would 100% feel violated. But I don't know that I would want this person to get fired. You know? Like, I don't know that I want this person to lose their job or that I'd be dividing an office. With other people, would I keep my distance from this person? Absolutely. Would I keep my distance from Monica, and would her and I have a strained relationship? Yes.
What I'm curious to know is like the time frame, right? From where the incident happened to like now that this person's writing in. Mm-hmm. Like, has it been a week? Okay, then I could still understand why Rachel's completely furious still.
Right.
But has it been 6 months? Get the fuck over it, Rachel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're dragging this on. Yeah.
So what did the chat have to say, Marissa?
So it looks like people were just as speechless as we were. Flex says, foot tickler girl seems like she's maybe a little socially awkward. Maybe in her head she thought it would be a hella funny, pero like didn't go over well. Daydreamer says, I think something bad to the tickly. She's taking it out on her bad judgment, but decent coworker. Sorry, I didn't get that. Did you understand that?
So I think
something bad to the tickly. She's taking it out on her bad judgment, but decent coworker. Oh, so she's saying that she's taking it out on her bad judgment, but she was a decent coworker
up until then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Small Time Music likes the pseudonyms that they used. Daydreamer says, my guy coworker grabs my ass. This is bizarre to me. I hate to be tickled. Chantel wouldn't tickle me, but Rachel is ridiculous. That shit's personal. Big Hip says, Rachel should save a month's worth of toenail clippings and just leave a few scattered near Monica's chair every once in a while.
Yes, we're back to the toe clipping revenge. Bravo, yes. Bravo for bringing that back.
Like Andy from Shawshank Redemption tunneling out of his cell.
Crazy. I'm telling you, it really is dependent on the time frame for me. Now that I think about it, It was very offensive and totally like a huge violation.
Yeah.
But if it's been months now, then Rachel, let's fucking.
I'd listen to Rachel one and then be like, bitch, I got my own problems. Like your tickled feet are they're not the top of that priority list. I think so too.
I think she feels guilty enough. She's embarrassed enough.
Yeah.
And like she knows she did wrong. Like she's humiliated. Not as much as you were, but she's pretty humiliated.
Right.
So let's just.
There's no winners here.
No
winners. I think we should all just let it go and pretend the shit never happened and move on.
Yep, absolutely. But our hour's up, so let's just do some housekeeping that we did not do at the top of the hour because I droned on and on and on. So first of all, let's thank Rachel for a fucking awesome, very awesome Songs We Hate.
Yes.
Where we found the worst song ever made.
Fucking humanity, dude. That was
ever made.
Shit.
I mean, not the worst song because the original is fucking amazing.
But the version of it is...
The cover was the worst fucking cover we've ever heard in our lives.
Fuck.
And I've heard a lot of bad covers, so that was fucking crazy.
Very traumatic.
Rachel was trying to get everybody rallied on her show to file a small claims lawsuit against us.
Why do we gotta pay for it?
And I said... Fuck that, Rachel. We gave disclaimers. I gave huge disclaimers and told you guys how terrible it was and how it stopped me on my track. And
literally,
it literally did. And that was forewarned. You guys could have tuned out at that time, but you didn't. You all hung in there and listened to this horrible song with me.
Why we gotta be sued? Sue the bitch that made it.
So that is null and void now, Rachel.
Yes.
But thank you so much. It was so fun. We totally loved having you on.
Yes, so much fun.
Miss Helen will be with us next Thursday.
Yes.
The fourth Thursday, because I cannot do calendar math and there's 5 Thursdays this month. But she will be with us doing the morning after.
Yes.
So we will find out what happened with Helen. Like, where did we leave off? Did she go to the swingers party?
What happened?
We don't know. What's going on with Pop-Up? What's going on with Officer Ross?
Are we getting more dancing TikToks?
Are there, how many more new guys are on rotation?
Who knows?
So many questions, like that.
No answers yet.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
We have to definitely catch up with Helen.
Then, in March, we have our sugar daddy,
Yes.
Frankie Ariola, joining us for Songs We Hate.
Woohoo!
A man of few words on his show. So
and a lot of fire.
a lot
and gems.
Fire, gems, and just throwing that cash around. So
Yes.
Poppy is going to be joining us
Yes.
for Songs We Hate. I'm so fucking curious. Like,
I know.
I don't think I've ever heard Frankie talk that much.
Ever.
No. So I'm dying. This is going to be such a great
It's
guest.
going to be such a treat for sure.
But we will be back on Tuesday with a regular show. Oh my gosh. And I
Yes.
how do I fail to mention that Chantel and Daydreamer, as well as Real Estate Poppy and Doreen, are going to be in town for Jen Glenn's bonfire this Saturday.
Yes.
And we get to meet them, Marissa.
I know. I get to meet all of them. I get to meet all of them for the first time.
Yes. And tomorrow night, I haven't met Daydreamer and Chantel, so I'm going to go have dinner with them tomorrow. So I'm so stoked about that. So, and then we'll see them again on Saturday, but you'll get to meet everybody.
I know.
I'm so looking forward to it.
I'm so excited.
So, anyhow, you guys, we will see you at your shows.
Yes, thank you all so much for hopping on and hanging out with us here at the Hot Mess Express today. We appreciate you all. We'll catch you all in your shows, and then you're coming. Are you coming back this weekend, or is it?
Oh, on Sunday.
Sunday, right?
I might, if dependent on how
the bonfire
the
goes.
bonfire goes.
Okay,
right.
you might not.
I might not do an Erica's playlist on
Okay.
Sunday.
All right. But if not, we'll catch you on your shows. If not, we'll see you here back on
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Mhm.
And thank you all so much for tapping in and hanging out with us. We'll leave you with one last song.
Which is going to be the cover of Lithium. So everybody hold on, because we're going to play it one more time.
It would not be, because fuck that song. All right. We'll see ya.